welcome to episode 8 of Body Language TV. I'm your host, Don Corey, and today I want to start off by thanking everyone for the emails I've been getting and the great advice, and I assure you we're going to listen to that advice and implement that in the days and weeks to come. So thank you very much, and I really appreciate that. So let's get started. Today we're going to talk about 5 different displays that you will see people use on a regular basis and what they mean. So the first one we're going to look at is steepling. Steepling is this one. How often have you seen someone go like this? This is a high confidence display, and it usually means someone has made a decision. What I tell salespeople is that if you see this display and someone's body language has been closed and frustrated or negative, then you want to retreat from that situation and give them new information. Now, if they had been positive, open, smiling all along, and they go like this, chances are you should ask for the order. You'll probably get it. The next one, we're going to look at thumb displays. Now, there are a bunch of different thumb displays. We're only going to look at one today, and that has to do with arm crossing. And this usually comes from a subordinate. So there's different types of arm crossing, but this one says, keep talking. I can't tell you that I feel very superior to you right now, but keep talking. You don't know really what you're talking about. So the thumb displays, high confidence gesture. The next one, and this is a really interesting one, is this often means someone is evaluating and listening. The subtle gesture of moving your finger here says, I've heard enough, or I want to move on to the next subject. Now, it's interesting. I've noticed this a number of times in presentations that I've made, and I've talked to the people afterwards. And sure enough, almost every time, the subject that I was talking about was something that they'd heard something about, and they wanted to hear more about the next subject. They had heard enough. Interestingly, I'm going to show you a picture here of Simon Cowell. And if you remember Susan Boyle when she sang her song on YouTube, and everyone was saying, well, it was a setup. Well, Simon Cowell's body language would indicate to me that it wasn't a setup. When you look at the pictures I'm going to show you, he starts like this, like he's heard enough, he wants to see the next contestant, and then he moves to a surprise. That would indicate to me that he truly was surprised, and it wasn't necessarily a setup. Okay, so we're going to take a look at a couple of stills from the Susan Boyle video. I've also posted a link to that video in this post. So let's take a look at those. The next one, and we've talked about this in the past episode, was the rubbing of the neck. But when you're talking to someone and they begin to rub their neck, it's not so much about rubbing their neck. It's about bringing their elbow up to protect themselves because they feel you're getting a little too close or a little too personal. The next one, and this is my favorite, number 5, how often do you see this? Another high confidence display, and you'll see it referred to as, in the literature, the cobra or the frilly lizard or some other, or the catapult. I've heard it named that as well. But it's a high confidence display, and it usually comes from the senior person in the room. So those are the 5 displays you want to look for. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and thanks everyone for the emails. Tomorrow we're going to talk about sound in the environment, and I think that one is going to be a very interesting episode. So look forward to tomorrow. Please comment on this episode. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.